Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Now for today's video, I wanted to talk about one dinosaur specifically. The Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 is without a doubt one of the most easily identifiable animals in the entire film series, and its well-known victory against that movie's T-Rex has left a pretty noticeable impact on dinosaur media ever since. Unlike many of the other dinos within known canon, this creature wasn't actually registered on InGen's list of cloned assets. This has led to the Spino's backstory being kept extremely secret to the general public, and as far as the films go, the audience is still technically in the dark as far as where this thing actually came from. Bred in secret and released into the wilds of a tropical section of Isla Sorna, this is everything we currently know about JP3's Spinosaur. During the events of Jurassic Park 3, Alan Grant and the Kirbys are almost instantly attacked by this large theropod dinosaur as soon as they land on Site B. After Cooper stupidly provokes the animal off-screen, his arm is somehow assaulted and quickly made useless by the carnivore, and it doesn't take too much longer for the animal to catch up to him and finish the job. After being struck in the right side by the mercenaries' plane, the Spino would tear into the vessel, chase the survivors into the jungle, and roar victoriously after killing a young Tyrannosaur. After that, it's in this brief moment of peace that Alan Grant discusses his confusion about this animal with Billy Brennan. Here we learn that Spinosaurus aegyptigus was not on InGen's publicly released list of cloned dinosaurs. The company apparently created this extremely strong animal and didn't tell anyone about it before they released it on the island. Now, during these early events in the movie, we're introduced to quite a lot of the dinosaur's clear strengths. This specimen is so powerful that it was able to rip the front of a plane in half with relative ease after being struck by the same plane only moments prior. It's also able to stand toe-to-toe with the male Tyrannosaur and even use its jaws and claws to bend the Rex's neck so far back that it snaps its rival's bones effortlessly. These are traits that stood out for quite a lot of paleontologically enthused audience members during JP3's initial run, because they are shockingly more powerful from anything that we currently have seen in the animal's known fossil record, especially in relation to T-Rex. This is what caused the infamous Rex vs. Spino war between Jurassic Park fans that technically still goes on now nearly 20 years after the film came out. Needless to say, the animal's strength did not go unnoticed. Coupling this much too vulgar display of power with the inherent mystery of Alan Grant's earlier quote, and you've got a recipe for one of the most intriguing animals in Jurassic Park's history. After continuously following the Kirbys all across Site B, the dinosaur wouldn't be forced away until it was partially set on fire by Dr. Grant when he fired a flare at a large amount of gasoline that was poured out around it. This is the only thing that drove the animal away from the humans and into the jungle. Since that movie's release, there have been several small revelations and expanded Jurassic World material that have given us clues as to the true origins of this deadly creature. The first of which started in promotion for the 2015 film by Colin Trevorrow. In the Mizrahi Global website, there is a curious email from Dr. Henry Wu listed as ruffled feathers. That message states the following: I'm calling this the common cold of genetics. We can't cure this one soon, I'm sure, because we're actively manipulating and mutating the animal's genes, adding frog, bird, and reptile DNA. We create what is known as the null allele. The dinosaurs cannot live without something added to their code, so for now, we're stuck with scales. Maybe my research into gene splicing will unearth this problem. It proved its limitless capabilities with that accident we left on Sorna. Many fans, myself included, have been under the impression that this was a clear reference to the Spinosaurus that we all got to see in Jurassic Park 3, which would mean that it was actually the first dinosaur that Henry Wu tried to perfect his gene splicing on far before he ever created the hybrid INDOMINUS Rex. However, the cryptic info for the Spinosaurus doesn't just end there, because just 3 years later, more info would come out about InGen's secret work on Site B. After several investigations were carried out when Jurassic World fell, members of the public would get new information surrounding the cloned animals that had been seen in JP3. 4 of these species, including the Spinosaurus, which was noted as not being on InGen's list, got marked down for mysterious amalgam testing that took place on the island. It is also here where we are given an exact date for when the dinosaur was first cloned, which happened to be 1999. This would put the Spinosaurus's age during the events of JP3 as being a mere 2 years old. Its massive size is more than likely attributed to the same sort of accelerated growth rate that was gifted to the INDOMINUS Rex and even some other members of InGen's cloned dinosaurs, but this has never been officially confirmed. Since this creature was cloned after the Gene Guard Act was passed in 1997, yet still before that law was relaxed in 2003, the Spinosaurus is actually classified as an illegally created dinosaur. It's for this very reason, as well as the aforementioned gene splicing and amalgam testing, that many of us believe that InGen wanted to keep this animal on the down low. Early promotional material in 2001 suggests that the Spinosaurus's gender is female, but since it's the only one that we've ever gotten confirmation on getting cloned, it probably wouldn't feel the need to ever change its sex to male in order to breed. We see a similar complacency with sex in Rexy the Tyrannosaur. Since we haven't seen this animal since JP3, it's hard to really tell whether or not it survived the great dying that took place on Sorna in the 2000s. As of 2018, the public has been led to believe that this illegally cloned animal was responsible for disturbing Site B's very delicate ecosystem and causing terrible extinctions on the island, which is something that Jack Horner talked about a lot in the promotional material for the third film. If the dinosaur is somehow still alive, it would be a mere 20 years old. This makes it 10 years younger than the Tyrannosaurus that we've seen in Jurassic Park, World, and Fallen Kingdom. So far, the Spinosaurus has a confirmed kill list of 2 people, both mercenaries Cooper and Nash, who were quickly killed by her at the beginning of the third film. It is also very possible that this dinosaur was responsible for the deaths of the 2 dinosaur members in the boat, but since this has also never been clarified, I think it's safer to just count the 2 deaths that we get accounted for on screen. When JP3 first came out, it angered many members of the Jurassic Park fandom for a great many reasons. After seeing it easily dispatch the franchise's mascot T-Rex, a civil war between dinosaur enthusiasts broke out, and to this very day, it still seems to persist. Nevertheless, the Spinosaurus has acquired a very large assortment of devoted fans since its first debut, particularly amongst children who were born in the late 90s and happened to be exposed to Jurassic Park 3 at an impressionable age. Newer fans that were brought into the fold with the release of the Jurassic World movies have also expressed interest in this mysterious asset from 2001. With that being said, I'd love to know what all of you guys think about the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3. Did you see this movie in the theater when it came out? How old were you? And what are your opinions on its backstory and controversial introduction? Personally, I've come to accept the dinosaur much more in the past 2 years, and while I'm still Team T-Rex all the way, I would totally be down for some more info on this sailed carnivore. But that's just me. Whatever your own thoughts and opinions happen to be, I'd love to hear them in the comments down below. Now before I go, I'd like to thank all of my game wardens, as well as all of my InGen executives. I'd also like to thank all of my park workers and InGen hunters as well. It really means the world to me that all of you continue to watch my videos, and I never want any of you to forget that. Now, I'd like to thank all of you for watching today's video, and hope you all enjoyed the content. If you feel like I deserve it, I'd appreciate the like, and hope that you'll consider subscribing if you're interested in hearing from me again. See you all in the next video, guys, and as always, take it easy.